always a mess, and I started noticing actual bald spots forming on her scalp. I called the school again, and this time the principal's tone was different. She told me Marcus was just a kid being a kid, and that maybe my daughter was being too sensitive.
Bro, there's a game where
How long can you live in Walmart before you get caught? I walked into the store just minutes before it closed, and I hid in the bathroom and waited for everyone to leave. Once I came out, I had the entire place to myself, and every aisle was completely empty. So I started stealing all the candy off the shelves and even took gift cards, and I started having way too much fun running all throughout the store. Eventually, I got super exhausted, so I grabbed a pillow, a blanket, and a couple things to keep me busy for the night. Once I found a good spot to sleep, I had to be really quiet because workers kept passing by. When the next day hit, I woke up super hungry, so I just started eating random stuff. That's when I noticed the early morning shift stocking up items, and when the store opened back up, I went straight to the intercom and said,
"Attention all shoppers, whoever can scream as loud as they can gets a free item."
Shortly after, people started screaming all throughout the store. Security was already on the lookout. My heart was racing, but then security spotted me, so I panicked and took off running. I sprinted past customers, dodged employees, and somehow made it into my Uber before security could catch me. But when I got home, I found a letter waiting at my front door that said,
"I've been watching you the entire time, but if everyone watching doesn't like and subscribe, you'll have bad luck for 7 days."
How long can you live in Walmart before you get caught? I walked into the store just minutes before it closed.
My girlfriend screamed, "My dad's coming. I need you to be gay for 5 minutes." So I put on my best lipstick. Carla and I were making out on her bed after school when we heard the garage door opening. She jumped up so fast she knocked me off the bed. "My dad's coming. I need you to be gay for 5 minutes," she said in complete panic. "What? Why?" I asked from the floor. She grabbed her makeup bag and threw a tube of lipstick at me. "Just put this on. I'll explain after." I'd never put on lipstick before and my hands were shaking. Carla helped me apply it just as we heard footsteps on the stairs. I barely had time to stand up before her dad burst through the door. He was this huge guy with military tattoos and muscles that looked like they could crush my skull. His face went red when he saw me. "You brought a boy into your room?" he roared. Carla whispered something in his ear that I couldn't hear. His expression changed from angry to confused. "Gay?" He turned to look at me with the lipstick smeared on my mouth. "So you're a sissy?" Something about the way he said it made me defensive. "Takes one to know one." His face turned purple. "What did you say to me, princess?" "I may be gay, but that doesn't make me any less of a man." I stuck out my hand, trying to look confident. "I think we should..." Ain't no way! So the World Cup has officially started, and it's already insane. In the opening match of the tournament, we saw
If a Tootsie Pop grew to the size of a bowling ball,
It's a lollipop, not a tree. So how did it grow that big?
you would need 4 friends
4 friends? I don't even have one. So like this video to be my friend.
licking non-stop for over 15 hours
Sorry, nowadays kids have lots of things to do. Like scrolling, playing games, dating.
just to reach the center.
That's impossible.
Now, if it was the size of the Epcot ball at Disney World,
What?
you would need nearly 1,000 people,
1,000 people? Are you serious right now?
and they would have to crawl all over it,
If that many people crawl on top of the lollipop, then it will taste salty.
licking constantly for about 90 years to reach the center.
What the freak? 90 years?
But if it somehow grew to the size of Earth,
Subscribe, guys.
if a Tootsie Pop grew
When these girls noticed a cosplayer holding a touchgrass sign, they decided to walk over and have a little fun with him. At first, it seemed like just another harmless interaction at the event, but seconds later, the entire conversation took an unexpected turn, because the cosplayer's response caught everyone off guard.
Is it real grass?
you would know if you were outside.
When these girls noticed a cosplayer...
The video shows a shocking incident that started over what seemed like an ordinary bowl of soup. A customer lost control after claiming the soup was so hot that it had melted the plastic container. 31-year-old Amanda Martinez bought the soup to go, but shortly afterward returned to the restaurant visibly angry. She claimed the food was too hot and demanded an explanation. Behind the counter was 24-year-old cashier Janelle Rowland, who calmly offered her a refund and a replacement meal without any argument. However, Amanda rejected the offer and continued insulting the employee in front of other customers and her own children. When Janelle warned her to stop harassing staff and leave the restaurant or the police would be called, the situation suddenly escalated. In a fit of rage, Amanda grabbed the container of nearly boiling soup and threw its contents directly into the cashier's face. Janelle immediately ran to wash off the burns, but the damage had already been done. Police later located and arrested Amanda. She was released after paying a fine of just $30. The victim suffered severe burns that left her with permanent injuries for the rest of her life. What do you think? Was this the right punishment?
These guys tried to act like the richest kids on the internet. They were laughing like mafia bosses. But off camera, they got caught. These guys tried to act like the richest kids on the internet.
Why
does Sonic only have one eye? Look at Sonic's face. He has one giant connected eyeball sitting across his whole face. But what is actually going on? Most players assume it's just his design and move on. But when you...
This is what people thought 2026 would look like 100 years ago. First, they said we'd get the power to end everything. And yeah, that happened. There are 12,000 nukes on Earth, and 400 could wipe us out. Next, no schools. They thought we'd just plug into a machine and download knowledge straight into our brains. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. And they expected the world population to reach 25 billion by 2026. Back then, there were 2 billion people. They predicted 23 billion people to spawn in. This is what people thought 2020. In 1960, the CIA recruited a beautiful assassin to kill the most dangerous man in Cuba. Their plan was simple. Get close to him, earn his trust, marry him, then kill him from the inside. But there was one problem. The CIA handed her a poison capsule which she hid inside a jar of cold cream. But before she could execute the plan, the pills dissolved, and her first attempt failed. So next time, she was given a pistol which she carried with her for days, waiting for the perfect moment to pull the trigger. But every single time she looked at him, she froze. Days turned into weeks, and the woman sent to destroy him slowly began falling in love with him instead. Then one night, he finally confronted her. Without fear, he pulled out his own gun, handed it to her, and calmly said, "Go on, pull the trigger." She looked down at the weapon, then back at the man she was supposed to kill. Her hands trembled, but she couldn't do it. The man quietly smiled and said, "You can't kill me." That man was Fidel Castro, and he knew all along that the woman he married was a trained assassin sent to kill him. And even though he could have had her arrested at any given moment, he believed in the power of love, which eventually turned his own killer into his lover.
This grandma accidentally dumped way too much salt into the pot while cooking and immediately went into cover-up mode because she quickly loosened the cap on the salt container, then pretended to be busy on a phone call and asked her husband to add just a little more, and the moment he went to pour it in, the entire container emptied straight into the pot, and he just stood there completely frozen, convinced he had ruined the whole meal. This grandma accidentally...
Hi, Mommy. I need some toilet paper. Mom, Mommy, please. I'm just kidding. I love you. Bye-bye.
Oh my god.
Let me unlock your third eye for you. Yeah. Would you scream as loud as you could for
I will kill you.
$20? I can't scream. But I could do something else. What does that mean? Pull my finger. Hey, excuse me? Can you hold this? I need to tie my shoe. Appreciate it. Here. I'm here to meet a 13-year-old boy! Oh! You're here to meet a 13-year-old boy?
I'm a 13-year-old. Hi, Mommy.
In 2008, 16-year-old Kendrick Morris attacked 18-year-old high school student Quina Wang near a library. The assault left Quina with severe brain injuries and permanent paralysis. She lost the ability to speak and move independently and now relies on limited facial expressions and sounds to communicate. She also requires assistance with everyday activities. During court proceedings, Morris reportedly showed little remorse and even laughed while members of the victim's family became emotional. His defense argued that because he was a juvenile and the victim had survived, he could avoid the harshest penalties under existing legal guidelines. However, Judge Chatham strongly criticized Morris's behavior in court. The judge overturned a previous 65-year sentence and instead imposed life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Morris's reaction reportedly changed immediately after hearing the decision.
I saw posts claiming that Oliver Tree passed away in a helicopter crash, and it genuinely stopped me for a moment. One second I was scrolling normally, and the next I was seeing people sharing memories and tributes. His song that goes, "Life goes on and on and on," feels especially emotional right now, because no matter how much this loss hurts, life continues moving forward, and sometimes that's the hardest thing to accept. Rest peacefully, Oliver Tree. I saw posts,
I don't know you.
Oh, really?
how we all got that one fucking friend who sleeps so late, like bro. You text him at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and he replies instantly, like he'd been waiting for your message all night, and when you ask him why he's still awake, he says it's too early to sleep.
Like, all right, vampire.
And the craziest part is he's still full of energy. And when you ask him why he's still awake, he says it's too early to sleep.
Like, all right, vampire.
And the craziest part is he's still full of energy, like he got 8 hours of sleep. Tag that one friend. How we all got that.
That is a beautiful dress you're wearing.
Thanks
What
so
is that
much.
made of?
It's made of glass, and I'm not gonna lie, sometimes there's like pieces of it that are poking my ass.
This is so iconic.
Criminal undercover.
This girl was caught cheating on her boyfriend. Okay, are you both ready to face reveal?
Yeah, bro, she's really pretty.
Oh, stop it.
Alright, send it.
So, why does a soldier leave only a single coin on his fallen brother's grave? Most people leave flowers on the graves of those they loved. Soldiers leave only a single coin. But what most people don't know is the meaning behind it. Every military cemetery has them, small coins resting on top of the headstones. To most people, they look like loose change. But every coin you see on a soldier's grave was left there for a reason most never understand. A penny means I visited. It can be left by anyone, even by a stranger passing through. A nickel means we trained together. Two soldiers who went through boot camp side by side. A dime simply means we served together. But the most special one is the quarter. A quarter means I was there when he died. It can only be left by someone who was there in his final moment and came back to remember him.
Wait, why is this harder than it looks? You just ride the wave and dot.
These guys wanted to find out if an inchworm is actually an inch long, so they placed one on a measuring tape and waited patiently for it to line its tail up against a number. And after what felt like forever, its back finally reached the number 9 and it stretched itself out completely as if it knew exactly what they were trying to prove. And sure enough, it measured out to exactly 1 inch. These guys wanted to find out if an inch...
I've lost my eye, Your Honor. He's my best friend. Tell me what happened on the day you got injured. Okay, so pitch ball is exactly like baseball, except you use a pitchfork as a bat. We started playing. Only thing I said is I will agree to play if you agree to take it easy because you're using an old pitchfork. He had agreed to take it easy. After I warned him second time with him swinging, that's when the pitchfork actually broke. And then I see the end of the pitchfork flying towards my face. He was playing to impress a girl from the audience. I offered for us to play anything else. This whole thing could have been avoided. Exactly.
This is what he wanted to play. He kept saying it's his money maker. I was here for the charity. He was here for the greed and the money. I did not hurt nobody on purpose. It scared me to death. I ran to him immediately. I hollered for them to call 911. I did what I could. I have given money to help with bills since he currently can't work.
I find in favor of the plaintiffs, and I'm going to award you $2 million.
I have lost my eye, Your Honor.
Ranking the funniest internet moments. Bro unlocked a new fear. Bro started feeling pain before the shot. Bro wasn't ready for that. Bro wanted attention, not this much. Ranking the funniest internet moment.
No wonder the food we buy never looks quite like it does in the commercials. For chicken nugget ads, a syringe connected to an IV tube is often filled with mayonnaise-based sauce. The stylist slowly squeezes the sauce from above, creating the illusion that it's naturally dripping and overflowing. When filming noodle dishes, real noodles aren't always used. Instead, stylists wrap hemp string around a drinking straw, layer by layer, then coat it with glue. Once the glue dries, the string is removed and arranged in a bowl. These fake ones won't go soggy or lose their shape under hot studio lights. If a watermelon doesn't look red enough under studio lighting, stylists may enhance its color with spray paint to make it appear fresher and more vibrant on screen. No wonder...
These are the YouTubers that everyone hates. First up, Dental Digest. He used to be loved by the YouTube community for his satisfying and educational videos. But after his views started dropping fast, fans noticed he switched to making brain rot content just to pull more views, which ended up hurting his reputation. Next, we have Clara Dow. She built her channel around self-confidence and loving yourself, always saying she would never change herself to fit beauty standards. But later, fans started noticing she looked different and accused her of getting plastic surgery, which caused a lot of people to unfollow her. And finally, the Pink Sauce Girl. She received massive backlash after going viral for promoting her product called Pink Sauce. But when people realized the bottles had different shades of pink and the sauce wasn't FDA approved, the internet quickly turned against her. These are the YouTubers that
Guys, that's not funny. It's not funny. Wait, we just need one.
Homer drops his donut dough. Homer spills his soda.